Is intuition real? The vagus nerve and the science of your gut feeling. Have you ever had a sudden, undeniable feeling, a deep gut feeling that told you not to take a certain job or to call a friend out of the blue, only to find out later it saved you from a mistake or allowed you to deliver critical news? For centuries, we've called this intuition, treating it as a mysterious, almost psychic force. The good news is that science is now pulling intuition out of the realm of woo and firmly placing it into the fascinating world of neurobiology. Intuition isn't magic. It's a measurable physiological process. It's your body talking to your brain. And the main connector is a huge bundle of nerves known as the vagus nerve. The first principle: intuition as nonlinear data. To understand the science of the gut feeling, we first have to understand what it is at its core. 1. The two forms of thought. Our brain processes information into primary ways. Type of thought: where it happens, show it works, logic, conscious, prefrontal cortex, low, serial, if A and B. Then C, it uses language, analysis, lists, and time, intuition, subconscious, limbic system, gut fast. Parallel, it processes millions of data points instantly, forming a feeling or impulse rather than a clear thought. Export Tushets. Intuition is your brain's lightning fast summary of massive subconscious data. You didn't think you shouldn't take that detour. Your subconscious mind saw tiny cues: the way the light hit the wet road, the subtle shift in the other driver's posture, or a micro-stress signal from your own body, and delivered the verdict instantly as a feeling. Part 2. The biological superhighway. The vagus nerve. If the logical mind is a desktop computer, the vagus nerve is the fiber optic cable connecting that computer to the entire internet, your body. The definition: Andrew Teth. Vagus nerve, pronounced vagus, is the longest and most critical cranial nerve in your body. Vagus is Latin for wandering, which describes its route perfectly. It starts in the brainstem, the automatic control center. It wanders down through the throat and chest, regulating your heart and breathing. It descends all the way to the abdomen, connecting directly to almost every major organ, including the stomach, intestines, liver, and spleen. The two-way communication. The secret of the gut here is the revolutionary part. We used to think the brain gave all the commands. But with the vagus nerve, the traffic is heavily one-sided. 90 of the vagus nerve fibers send information up from the body to the brain. This means your gut and your major organs are constantly telling your brain how you feel about the world before your conscious mind can label the emotion. The anxiety you feel before a big presentation isn't just a nervous thought. It's your intestines and heart rate sending a distress signal straight up the vagus nerve to your brain. This is the biological foundation of the gut feeling. The gut, full of trillions of bacteria and connected directly to this superhighway, is truly the second brain, formerly known as the enteric nervous system. It processes environmental data and sends the vibe check directly to your consciousness. Part 3. The science of foresight, HRV and biofeedback. This is where the woo meets the lab coat. Researchers have identified a measurable component of intuition known as heart rate variability, HRV, which is directly managed by the vagus nerve. The measure of calm, heart rate variability, HRV. HRV is simply the slight variation in time between your heartbeats. Counterintuitively, a higher HRV, meaning the time between beats is slightly irregular, is a sign of a healthier, more adaptable and resilient nervous system. High HRV, you are balanced. Your vagus nerve is toned and ready. Your system is calm enough to register subtle information without panicking. Low HRV, you are stressed. Your fight or flight system is dominant. Your vagus nerve is overwhelmed and you're too busy surviving to notice subtle, useful data. The intuitive loop. Biofeedback and foresight studies have shown that our body sometimes registers information seconds before our conscious mind does. This is the biofeedback of intuition, subconscious processing. You walk into a room. Your conscious mind sees friendly faces. Your subconscious mind and the vagus nerve picks up on 100 subtle cues: a slight tension in someone's jaw, a flicker of discomfort in their eyes, or a minuscule drop in the room's temperature. The physical warning. The vagus nerve processes these tiny stress cues and immediately downshifts your HRV. Your heart sends a silent warning to your gut, which responds with a feeling of unease, the pit in your stomach, the conscious label. Only after the body has reacted does your conscious brain receive the gut feeling and labels it. Something isn't right here. The vagus nerve essentially allows your body to act as a massive, subtle sensor, giving you an instantaneous, nonverbal prediction based on information too complex for your logical mind to process in real time. Part 4. Tuning your intuitive instrument. Vagus nerve toning. If intuition relies on a well-functioning vagus nerve, then you can actively train it, just like a muscle. This is where ancient practices and modern science align perfectly. 1. The power of conscious breathing is detailed in research from major medical colleges. Conscious, slow breathing is the single most effective way to stimulate and tone the vagus nerve. The mechanism: when you slow your breath, specifically extending your exhale, you deliberately activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode. The vagus nerve senses this change in respiratory rhythm and responds by normalizing your heart rate and releasing calming neurotransmitters. The practice: try for -7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. This is a direct physical intervention to switch your state from stress to calm. 2. Vibrational and thermal stimulation. The vagus nerve runs past the vocal cords and is highly sensitive to temperature change, offering other direct tuning methods: cold exposure, a sudden splash of cold water on your face, or a quick, cold shower is a highly effective way to trigger a vagal brake, instantly slowing your heart rate and boosting vagus nerve activity. Humming, chanting, or gargling, since the vagus nerve controls the muscles in the throat, creating vibrations by humming, gargling, or deep chanting literally massages the nerve, promoting healthy tone. This is why monks and yogis have relied on mantra and chanting for centuries. Conclusion: the bridge between spirit and science. The reality of intuition is one of the most exciting areas where spiritual wisdom and neurobiology have merged. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and conscious breathing, which were once considered only spiritual, are now understood as precise physiological tools for regulating the vagus nerve and sharpening our intuition. By learning to tune your breath, mind, and body, you are strengthening the biological bridge that allows you to receive and trust the deepest, most accurate information about your world, your very own, scientifically backed, sixth sense.